How's it going, everyone? This is Anthony with Chiptune Tech, and I'm here to bring you part 2 of the Sabrepulse LSDJ tutorial. In part 2, we will be making a bass line. In channel PU1, Pulse 1, highlight the first top left cell by using the control pad, then double tap A. This creates a new chain. So we'll be double tapping A. The first time we tapped A, it went to 0, 0. We tapped the second time, and it went to 0, 1. You should see chain 0, 1 in the cell you selected. Now, you want to go to the chain screen. Hold select and press right. So I'm holding select and pressing right. There we go. We are in chain 0, 1, the one that we just created. In the chain screen, we want to create a phrase. Do this by double tapping A on the first cells at the top. For the sake of this tutorial, I will assume you have created the phrase 0, 1. All right, so we will be double tapping A again, 1, 2. Now we need to make the bass line. Still in the chain screen, highlight phrase 0, 1 and hold select and press right. This will take you to the phrase screen for phrase 0, 1. Enter the following notes. We're going to go into the phrase screen, so we're going to hold select and press right. All right, this is our phrase screen where we can enter notes. Okay, so the guide tells us we need to enter the C3 note at lines 2, 6, A, and E. So in row 2, we're going to press A. That lays down a C3 note. We're going to go down to line 6, and that will also lay down a C3 note. We're going to go down to line A and do the same thing, pressing A one time. And then going down to E and pressing A one time. All right, there we go. If you press play, which is the start button, you will hear the Game Boy burst into life. It's not much, and certainly not a bass line, but it's a start. Okay, I'm going to be pressing the start button. Okay, we need to go back and create 3 more phrases in chain 0, 1. If you think about it, most dance and pop music travels in a 4x4 timing. That's what we're aiming for here to get you familiar with the program. To go back to the chain screen, press and hold select and tap left. You should be back in chain 0, 1, and phrase 0, 1 will be visible. So we are in the phrase screen right now, and we need to go back out to the chain screen. I'm going to be pressing and holding select and then pressing left on the D-pad. So here we go. Hold down select, tap left. We are in the chain screen. Now, instead of having to create 3 new phrases, go into them, and place the notes for each again, we're going to make it easier and faster for you. We're going to take our existing bassline section, phrase 0, 1, and clone it 3 times, so that we're able to edit each one without affecting the other. In chain 0, 1, place 3 more phrase 0, 1s below the one you already have there. So I'm going to go down to row 1, I'm going to press A once, go down to row 2, press A again, and down to row 3 and press A again. So we have 4 phrase 0, 1s in our chain screen, and these all play the C3 note, but we are going to clone them. To clone, highlight the second phrase 0, 1 on line 1, hold select, then press B, then press A. The phrase number will change to the one you've previously not used. Do this for the remaining 2 below. So here, I'm on row 1. I'm going to hold select. I'm going to press B one time. And still holding select, I'm going to be pressing A one time. All right? So the next number in our phrases is 0, 2, and that's what we went up to. I'm going to go down to row 2, do the same thing. This should jump us up to 0, 3 because it is the next phrase number that we have not used yet. So I'm going to be holding select, pressing B, and still while holding select, press A. There we go. And then I'm going to go down with the D-pad to row 3. I'm going to do the same thing. Hold the select button, press B, and then press A. All right. Now in chain 0, 1, you should see 4 different phrase numbers. If you look into the phrase screens for each, you will see that they're exactly the same as each other. They all have the notes you placed inside for the first one. But because they now have different phrase numbers, you are able to edit each one independently of each other. Changing each phrase will not change another. This technique is the backbone for working quickly and efficiently with LSDJ, so it's handy to learn this straight away. What that section described was that before we cloned the 0-1 phrase in chain 0-1, all of these were 0-1, 0-1, 0-1, and 0-1. If I went into the phrase and I changed one of the notes or added something or taken away something, all phrases that were 0-1, whatever I changed in the first one would also affect the others. But because we cloned 0-1 into these other phrases and their different numbers, we're able to change each one independently without affecting our original 0-1. Okay, the next step is to edit the notes in each new phrase to round off our bass line. The first one contains all C notes. Make the second one contain E notes. All right, so we're going to go into row 1 for phrase 0-2. We're going to change these to E notes. What I'm doing is I'm highlighting the row and I am holding down the A button and then using my D-pad to go up to the E note. Okay, I'm going to hold select and press left to back out. Go down to 0-3. Make the third contain A notes. All right, so I'm in 0-3. I'm going to make these from C3 to A3. All right, I'm going to be pressing select and pressing left to back out. And the fourth to contain B notes. So I'm going to go to our phrase 0-4, hold select and tap right, and then go and highlight each of our notes, hold down the A button, and then use our directional pad to change these to B notes. Oop. For the sake of this tutorial, we'll keep this as simple as possible. Go back to the chain screen and press start. You will see each of your phrases playing in progression, with a small black arrow pointing to which phrase is currently playing. This will loop until you press start again. Okay, so I'm going to go back out to our chain screen. I'm going to hold select and press left. I'm going to go up to 0-1 and I'm going to press start. Okay, press start to stop. Okay, so you can hear the bass line progressing, and at last you can hear something remotely musical. What we'd really like to do now is give that bass line a little more, well, bass. Navigate to the phrase screen for your first phrase. It should be phrase 0-1. So I'm going to go to phrase 0-1. I'm going to hold the select button and press right on my D-pad. Okay. Next, to each note, you should see an instrument number. Default is 00. Okay, so right now we're in the note column, which is the first column. If we press right, we're going to go into the instrument column. Highlight the number, any will do, and select the instrument screen using the same method as you did with previous screens. Hold select and press right. So we're going to go a level deeper into the instrument screen. In the instrument channel, the first thing you should do to avoid later confusion is name your instrument. Just highlight the name box and it will bring up an alphabet for you to choose from. As we're creating a bass line here, let's call it bass. So right now, I'm going to go up and highlight the name box and I'm going to be pressing the A button. Okay. And from here, we can go and name this instrument. So B-A-S-S for bass. Okay, press the A button. All right, now we just renamed our instrument 00 and its name is bass. Press play to hear your phrase in the background. Or if you wish, hold select and press start to hear your entire song in the background. While you're editing the sound of the instrument, this is handy as you can hear what you're changing in real time. Next, we want to edit the envelope field. If you have very basic or no understanding of this, it's where you control the ADSR, the attack, decay, sustain, and release. There are countless explanations of this on the net. Read this link to do your homework. All right. In my copy of the guide, there is no link posted. However, I will post a link to ADSR in the YouTube video and in the Facebook post and in wherever this video will be posted. By default, the envelope is set to A9. Our envelope is set to A8 as the default. I don't know if this is due to the LSDJ version or maybe if there's a typo in the guide. Okay, so with LSDJ and how they number things, it's in a hexadecimal format. So it goes from 00 all the way to 09. And then instead of going to 10 after 09, it goes to 0A. And then it goes from 0A all the way to 0F. And then it goes to 10 after that. And that is how the numbering system with hexadecimal works in LSDJ. So right now we have a 2-digit hexadecimal number in the envelope. We have A8. So in order for me to adjust the numbers or letters in the first column, I have to hold down A and then press up. And then this will allow me to change the first digit in the column. The second number is like the fine-tuned number of the hexadecimal format. I press left or right. Okay, and this will allow me to change everything by a single digit. If you change the A up to F, hold A and press up, you will hear the instrument getting louder. So what's happening is that everything in the first column, where A is right now, that is the volume, how loud everything is, how it starts out. So if I go all the way up to F, that is the loudest that this instrument can be. If I go all the way down to 1, that's as low as the instrument is going to be until there is no sound at all with 0. So here we're playing F8, and I'll play the notes so that you can hear what it sounds like. And then I'm going to go all the way down to 1 so you can hear what that sounds like. Okay, so the first column adjusts the volume of the instrument. The second column, if you change the 9 down to a 1, hold A and press left, you will hear the instrument getting shorter. 9 is our loudness, and then 8 is the length of the note. If we drop it all the way down to 1, the length of the note will be really short. So I'll play it right now. And then as I press and hold A and tap right, we're going to have longer notes. Okay, with 8 being in the second column, 8 makes it so that it's a continuous tone and it will not stop until you stop the note itself, either with a kill command or with another note playing. An interesting thing with ADSR is, let's start out with a low volume instrument. So let's drop this 9 down to say a 2. If we go 1 above 8, which 8 is being a constant tone in terms of like its length, it doesn't stop. If we go to 9, we'll hear the sound start from a low volume and it will rise up to a higher volume. So it starts at like a low volume, but it quickly shoots up. All right, now let's go all the way to F. And if I remember correctly, this should allow the sound to rise at a very slow rate. And if we bring F down to closer to 9, this rate at how fast the note rises in volume will be quicker. Okay, so that was like a little extra tidbit of information from my toolbox. Playing about with these values, you should try to make the instrument sound short and punchy. A good one to try is around D3. So we're going to go to D. So we're going to press and hold A and tap up until we get to D. And then we'll be pressing and holding the A button and then pressing left on the D-pad to get down to 3. So D3 should be like a loud instrument. And then with the length being 3, it'll be a shorter instrument. So it'll be loud and short. Okay. The next thing we need to edit is the wave duty cycle of the instrument. That's the little graphic image of the wave directly underneath the envelope field. Okay, so we're on the envelope. Now we're going to press down on the D-pad to get down to the waveform. There are only 4 positions. It can be changed to far left, 12.5%, which we are on currently. And then left being 25%. So I'll be pressing and holding A and tapping right one time on the D-pad. That's 25%. Middle, which is 50%. So I'll be pressing and holding A and tapping right on the D-pad. That's a 50% waveform duty cycle. The right, 75%. So I'm going to be holding A and pressing right again. And that's a 75% wave duty cycle. Hold A on the field and press right or left to switch between the 4 settings. If your bass line is playing in the background, you will be able to hear the cycle being changed. The middle setting, 50%, has a good low bassy sound, so choose that for now. Okay, we'll be pressing and holding the A button and pressing right on the D-pad to fatten up the waveform. I'll do this while the instrument is playing so you can hear what the difference is. Okay, so by changing the wave duty cycle to 50%, we definitely changed the tone and the depth of the instrument itself. Play around with the other fields in the instrument field if you like to hear what different things can affect your pulse instrument. Once you've done this, the first bassline section of your track is complete. Navigate back to the song screen, hold select, and keep tapping left until you arrive there. Okay, so I'm going to get out of the instrument screen, going to the phrase screen, and then jumping back out to the chain screen, and then jumping back out to the song screen. Okay, so we're going to be holding select and tapping left until we get there. Bingo. Let's just recap on what we've done so far. Now you have one chain in your song screen, which contains 4 different phrases in your chain screen, each of which contain musical notes which determine the bass line in your phrase screens. You have edited one instrument, which is assigned to each of the notes in your phrase. All right, so let's press start and hear what this sounds like. I will be navigating into the different screens to kind of give you an idea of how the song plays in LSDJ. It's a vertical scrolling format, so it will start from the top and go to the bottom. All right, here we go. All right, so that is the end of part 2. Thank you all for watching. And for part 3, we'll be getting on with our lead melody. Again, this is Anthony from Chiptune Tech. If you're into chiptune music, please consider giving my podcast, Chiptune Tech, a listen. If you're into video game history, please consider giving my other podcast, Between Two Pixels, a listen. Shout out to Mikey at OhmNohmNohm. He's doing some really great work as a chiptune information repository with OhmNohmNohm itself. So if you have a chance, go check out the website. That will also be linked with this video wherever it is posted. All right, again, thank you very much for watching. I will try to make another video this weekend and get it uploaded and sent to Mikey, and then he'll be posting it up for me. All right, have yourselves a good evening and happy gaming. Peace.